Hey everybody, welcome to Fortunate Creations. I'm Kim, and if you've been following my channel, you know that I had my subscribers pick 26 different stitch and color combinations for the month of December. It was supposed to be 25, but I actually got 26 and I liked them so much that I figured I'd use all of them. So I took all the suggestions and I wrote them on a piece of paper. I put this tree behind me that has 25 for the 25 days till Christmas, and I slid one of these and the extra one somewhere in there in each one of these little bags. So every day I'm going to pull out one of these and I'm going to make a dishcloth with the suggestion that's on the piece of paper. So today, December 1st, is a crossed double. That's the stitch, and the color is red. So let's go ahead and get started. And I'm going to go ahead and do a 5.5 millimeter. Yep. And I'm using sugar and cream, of course, because it's going to be a kitchen towel. You know me and sugar and cream, I love it. So the crossed double stitch is done in, well, the pattern I'm using is done in a count of 2 plus 1. So 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and then when you're done, add 1. So I'm going to go ahead and chain 21. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, now I got to pick up what I just dropped on the floor. Okay, 21. Now in the second from the hook, I'm going to go ahead back. Now this is not a tutorial. This is kind of just a crochet along with me. So I'm not going to actually show you how I'm doing it. I'm just going to talk you through. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a row of single crochets all the way across to give it a nice base. Again, it is the crossed double, and they chose red. I should have wrote who suggested them, but when I was on my live and they were throwing out all of the ideas, I was just writing them down as quick as I could, and I didn't get a chance to see who said them all. So I'm going to go ahead, single crochet all the way across, and of course that leaves me, since I did it on the second from the hook, that leaves me with a total of 20 single crochets. Okay. Here we go. I know it's tedious. I apologize, but I'm holding it up for you so you can see what I'm doing. Let me tip this down a little bit so I don't have to hold it up quite so high. All right. One single crochet all the way across. Now normally I would do it in the back loop. I don't know why I didn't do it this time. Probably I was preoccupied with actually getting this done in one take. I don't want to edit this. So you get what you get on this one. Okay, so I'm at the end. I'm going to chain 1 and turn. Now I'm going to do a double crochet in the very first stitch, 1 double crochet. And now the crossed double, okay, I've already got yarn barf trying to happen here. There we go. The cross double is you skip the next step, you do a double crochet in the next one, and then you come back, circle back around. You're actually doing an X. See that? See how that goes right there? Again, I'm going to skip the next stitch. I'm going to double crochet in the one after that. Pull out some more yarn here. Try not to drop it on the floor again. Okay, then you see the drop or the skipped stitch right here. I'm going to yarn over, go in front, pull it up, and do, and there's the cross. You can see both sides. It's got a nice little X. It's a great texture. You can also do it with a crossed half double if you want less air in between them. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this row. I'm going to show you the pattern, and then I'm just going to go ahead and work it up and show you my progress as I go. I do like this stitch. It's pretty. I think it would make a really nice summer top. Obviously a different yarn, but I like the pattern itself. Nice and airy. I'd wear a tank top underneath it. Be really, although it'd be a really weird tan pattern if the sun got a hold of you, wouldn't it? All right, a couple more. So remember, skip this. And the fun thing is, as you're working across on your project, you're going to see if you miss a square or if you mess it up a little bit, because your X's should line up all the way across the whole thing. So let me finish this row. Day 1 of the 25 cloths of Christmas. And I love it because this was a way for my subscribers to give me an idea and for me to make one thing a day and challenge myself with new patterns, new projects. A lot of them I had never heard of before, so it's really fun. Okay, now I come down here, I have 1 stitch left. So I'm just going to do a double crochet into that, and you know me, I like to tuck it in to that final loop on the bottom to make sure the end is nice and pretty. And I slipped out. There we go. 1, 2. So this is how the first row looks. It's really pretty, and that's the crossed double crochet. So you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and you're just going to do a row of singles all the way around. Again, you're going to keep with 20. Well, if that's whatever you started with. Your starting chain minus 1 is what your count's going to be for the whole rest of your project, depending on what you're making. And you're not skipping anything on this row. You're just putting 1 single crochet all the way across. That gives a little bit of sturdiness to it. So you're not, it's not too flimsy, because the half double kind of spaces out a little bit. You can keep your tension in if you want, but this row of singles just gives it a little bit of stability. Here we go. All the way, and remember, don't forget that little bump on the end, because it keeps your edges lined up nicely. See how that looks? Really pretty. Again, you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and this is where you're going to start back over with the double crochets right in the very first stitch. And this is where you're going to start, skip 1, and then go back in and get the one that you skipped. So fun. I love it. It's a really cute pattern, really simple pattern, you know. It gives it a pattern of looking more complicated than it actually is. More intricate than it really is. So this row, sorry, I pulled my yarn. I'm going to end up dumping it on the ground again. Full disclosure, I was 5 or 6 rows into this when I decided to shoot a video of it, so I'm starting over. And that's why it's pulling like that, because I'm not pulling from the center for this one. I'm pulling from the outside, and normally I pull from the center. Okay. And again, I'm using sugar and cream because it's going to be used in the kitchen. And I feel that, in my opinion, sugar and cream is the best for the kitchen because it's really sturdy. Yes, it's tough on your hands. Yes, I use my lotion. But if you're going to use it in the kitchen or in the bathroom, anywhere it's going to get wet and dry over and over again, you're going to want to use a sturdier cotton. If it's something that you wear, obviously you're going to want a softer cotton. Okay, down to the last 3 on this row. So I'm going to go ahead, do my crossed over double. And then 1 final double crochet with that loop on the end. Chain 1 and turn my work. Now you can see how the X's are lined up. If you chain 1 and turn your work and you've got an X hanging out somewhere in here, pull it out and find where you messed up and start over again. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up the one that I was working on before and continue with this one because it's pulling from the inside and that's just easier for me. Okay. Chain 1, turn your work. Now I'm at the point where I'm going to do a row of singles. You can play with this if you want. Change up the pattern, do a row of half doubles, however you want to do it. obviously it's your kitchen towel. But for December 1st, 2024, my subscriber kitchen towel a day challenge is now begun with the crossed double and the red sugar and cream cotton. 5.5 millimeter hook. I did 20 because I'm doing all of, well, 21 to start. I'm doing all of my kitchen towels and such in a row of 20. I figure it's a really good size to hang it off the handle of the stove or the dishwasher or wherever you hang your towels, refrigerator. There you go, turn. There we go. So I've got the 3 lined up. Check my work, make sure they're all lined up. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the next row. And I'm going to go ahead and do probably, I don't know, we'll see how high it gets. At least 10 rows, and then I'll see what it is from there. So I'm going to keep working on this, and I will get back to you as soon as I'm done. I'll be back. All right, so I've got it about as big as I want it to be, about as big as I want it to be. And I'm going to start to do the taper off now. So I'm going to chain 1, turn my work, and I'm going to start doing some rows of half doubles. So I'm going to put it right back in the first one. And I'm just going to do a full row of half doubles here. Full disclosure, half doubles are my favorite stitch, by the way. I try to incorporate them into everything I do. So the main part of the cloth is the crossed double crochet. Again, using sugar and cream cotton, a 5.5 millimeter hook. And now I'm just doing half doubles, and I'm going to decrease on each end as I go back and forth. And then I will have a nice taper so I can put a button on it, and it'll be a nice kitchen towel to hang up in the kitchen. So there's that. You can see already, there we go. Now, half double 2 together is what I'm doing at each end. I don't know if that's the traditional way of doing a half double 2 together, but I'll talk you through it once I get back down here. And I'm trying to keep the ends equal. Symmetrical is actually the word I'm trying to find. So I want to take it in on both sides. I don't want to just shorten one side, because then you'll have a slope going up that way instead of both ways, right? So we're just going to go ahead and get all the way down here. When I get to 2 stitches left, this is how I do the decrease. Okay, so I have 2 stitches left. So I'm going to yarn over, go into the first one, draw up a loop, and then just go into the second one. And again, I always like that little extra loop on the end. So it's going to be quite a bit on your hook. And then you just finish like you would a regular half double. Now you can see it's starting to tuck in on the sides, okay? I'm going to chain 1 and turn. And again, here's what I do. I yarn over, I go into the first, pull up a loop, go into the second, pull up a loop, and then I finish my half double. And that's how I decrease on each end until it gets the width that I think is good to hang it up. Again, that's a judgment call. Maybe if I started with 20 stitches across, maybe once I get to 10 stitches, I'll see what it looks like. 8 or 10 stitches, I'll see what it looks like, and then it'll be time for me to put the handle on. And that's easy as well. I also I've got a bunch of buttons off of eBay. I won an auction off of eBay. That was cool. In here, pull up a loop. In here, go over the extra bump. And off we go with decreasing both ends. Chain 1 and turn. So you get nice and thick. It's going to be a cute little towel. I didn't think I'd like it at first because I thought it was too much, too airy, too light. But I think it's going to be a cute towel. Again, decreasing, and then just half doubles all the way. that's 3, 4. I want to see how many I have. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Boy, this is looking good up here. I like it. 12. Oh, let's see how this looks. Go in, pull up, pull up. It gets tight because I'm putting quite a bit on my hook, but I really like having that extra loop to keep the ends nice and neat. Okay, since I'm winging this, let me make sure, yeah, it's curving in equal on both ends. So how many stitches do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. I think I will finish this with another reduction, and then I'm going to go ahead and start the handle. So go. So I might as well keep you right on, less editing, right? And again, you reduce from both sides so that the curve is the same on both ends. You don't want it to look weird. Come on. This is very splitty yarn, well, especially since it's scrap yarn. So, okay, in, extra, come on. There we go. Okay, so now, see how cute it is. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to do the handle. So you can do the handle a couple of ways. You can chain 20, go back and make it a thick chain, or you can do the next 3. This is how we're going to do it. Okay, so you're going to do 3 singles, chain 1, turn, do 3 singles, and keep going until it reaches all the way across the cloth. Or you can chain however many you want and go ahead and do it that way. Either way, you're getting a cute little handle that you can hang it up in the kitchen. Chain 1, turn, 1, 2, 3. Just keep going back and forth. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1, turn, 1, 2. And even on this, make sure you get that extra little loop on the side to keep this nice and even. I am going to go around and do a single row of crochets all the way around it anyway, but just in case you don't feel like doing that, this little extra step of pulling this little loop here over it, in case you don't feel like doing that single crochet, you're all set. You don't need to do a border. You want to keep going with this until you've got a nice, I don't know, maybe 20 rows. So I'm going to do those rows and I will be back with you. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, so I have the handle as long as I want it. And I'm going to go ahead now, do a chain of 3, which I already did. Chain of 3, looped it over, and now I'm going to go around the entire towel with a row of single crochet. And as always, when you're going on the side of it, you try to fit it in as good as you can with 1 per row. Sometimes it's really hard to see, but just go all the way around your towel. Come on, quit fighting me. All the way around your towel with a row of single. Go all the way around, and even when you get over to here, go one more time over here. You're going to cover the whole thing in a border of single crochet, and I'll be right back. Well, it'll take me a minute, but to you it seems like I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got the handle done. I've done the single all the way around. I haven't tucked my tail yet, but that's all right. Now, I got the button loop, and this is why I told you to go all the way around. It makes the button loop look better. Okay, so I went into the buttons that I won off of eBay, and I dug around and I found a really cool button. This one actually has like a little anchor on it. Kind of cute. So we're going to sew that on. Now, use your darning needle, but you're going to have to make sure you have a needle that will fit through the button, right? I always use the same yarn that I've been using, and I use that to sew it on. But what I normally do is I pull it apart and make it a little bit thinner. So this sugar and cream has 4 strands. I use 2 to sew the button on. Again, preference. And if you can watch me fight that, this is, what's going on in there? There we go. Okay, let's see here. Come on, big bucks, no whammies. I do have one of those things that helps you thread them. Thread the needle, but I'm too lazy to go get it. So you're just going to watch me fight with this. Sorry about that. I could always give up and go get a bigger needle, but I'm not going to. I'm literally going to make you sit here and suffer with this with me. Suffer through this with me. I will get it. I never not get it. So, okay, here we go. Here we go. Come on. Big bucks, no whammies. There we go. We got it. Was that painful for you? I apologize. Okay, so here we go. The needle is threaded through. Now you're going to take the handle. You'll notice the handle, I do it so it's shorter, okay? I don't make it so that the handle goes all the way up in this way. I like to cross it over like that. So this is how it hangs. So I want the button to go right here. All I did was I folded over to see where the button loop lands, and then I put the button there. This button has a pattern, so I have to make sure that I'm doing it correctly. And then you just sew on the button like you would every other button in your life. Make sure it sits nice and pretty. And sew it on there. Sew it really good, because you know, as a kitchen towel, this is going to go through it, right? It's going to be tugged and pushed and pulled and all sorts of stuff. I just go through as many times as I can. Crisscross, up and down, back and forth, because the more you hold that button on there, the better it's going to work for your kitchen, yeah? Again, up to you whether you want to do the X across it or whether you want to do the box around it in the holes, right? I quite literally do all of them because I really want the button to stay on. And again, make sure you pick a button that can get wet. You don't want to have it in the kitchen and have the button be like cardboard or something and have it not be kitchen worthy. All right, one more. I got one more way to go in here. It almost looks like a barn door, which is kind of cute for a kitchen towel, right? All right, so there's how I sewed the button on. And I'm going to tie it and hide it, right? Tie it and hide it. We're going to get rid of the tails. Want to suffer through that with me? You know what? I can use my regular one. Sorry, I was chewing on the needle. Or the thread, I mean. I can use the regular one because it's not going through the button. Make life easier on me. I think I need to get my eyes checked. I think my near vision isn't as good as it used to be. All right, and then I'm just knotting the ends here and hiding them. Tie that nice and tight. How cute is that? I love that I found a button with an anchor on it. All right, there's that. I'm going to go ahead and hide them and snip them off, and then I'll hide the others. Might as well finish the whole thing while you're here, right? Don't leave anything left unturned. And all you're doing is hiding your ends however you normally hide your ends. I'm really bad at it. I'll find a blanket that I've been using for a year or two, and then all of a sudden I'm like, look at that end sticking out. What's the matter with me? I don't know. Do they work their way out, or am I just that bad at the end? So I'm going to go ahead and snip this off. And let's tuck this end in here. Doobity-doo. I always put the needle through and then thread the yarn. I do that because sometimes the yarn is just too short. Okay, so that's hidden. Let's hide this one. And we're going to go in here in here, and I'm going to actually go back around the buttonhole and tuck that in that way. There we go. Tuck it back through here and snip it off. Very nice. And then I have one more tail to do, and our first Santa cloth towel will be all done. And the first part of my challenge is complete. So I can say I successfully started and completed day 1 of my Santa cloth challenge. Put this in here. Bloop. Let's see, how cute does it look? If you have a Christmas button, go ahead. Go crazy with yourself. All right, there we go. Santa cloth challenge day 1. Crossed double crochet kitchen towel. There we go. All right, you guys, stay tuned for tomorrow. We've got day 2. I don't know what the stitch and color are going to be because I haven't drawn them yet. So tomorrow on Live Coffee with Kim, I will be seeing what's in that bag right there. Ignore my mailings that have to go out. This bag right here, and we'll be making another one tomorrow. Here we go. Welcome to the Santa Cloth Challenge. Remember, be happy, be kind, and be creative. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.